Anti-Afro Svengalis. I'm coming on here to share an example of something that I came across. I think you would be very interested in hearing about. An example I wanted you all to listen to of pity pimping. Let me give you the background. I've been following the Kyle Rittenhouse case. You remember the teenager from Wisconsin that went out and said he was guarding the businesses that were being looted. And this is in relationship to the Jacob Blake, the riots that occurred after he was shot by the police. Well, Kyle Rittenhouse ended up killing two people. He says it was in self-defense, and some other people were injured. So the trial started Monday, but I have been catching up on the hearings. During one of the hearings, there was an issue with the Zoom participants. Some of the people were in the courtroom and then some were in Zoom. During that process where the judge had somebody try to fix the Zoom, he decided he was going to hear a couple of his other cases. One of them was a probation violation case, and I wanted you to hear what the judge and the detainee said to each other. I just put it on when the judge made comment. Then he asked the detainee, do you have anything to say? You are going to see on the screen, so I want you to really take note of this. You're going to see Kyle Rittenhouse and his lawyers on the screen. They have nothing to do with this case. This is only the judge taking the time to hear a case while this Zoom thing is being fixed. I don't know the person that is speaking. I have no relationship with this person, but it is an example I wanted you all to listen to of pity pimping. Stay tuned and I will return.
He's had two prior custody periods, one in May and one in July and August for violating the no contact order for the victim and consuming alcohol. And agent reports just 3 days following his release, Mr. Beach was arrested on 8/23 for again violating his no contact order with the victim in these cases and for consumption of alcohol. Did you want to say anything, Mr. Beach?
Yes. I now understand that I messed up a lot of times in a short amount of period of time. I have, in the past, such as the last time, I was just, I didn't have really any stability, and Tracy the victim was trying to help me, and we both understood that we shouldn't have been there with each other. But we were trying to get our relationship resolved and everything, but I do understand that this is a big wake-up call to the fact that I don't want to keep on living this jail life, especially over something I can take control of, and hopefully with the courts or with my probation officer, eventually time get lifted, on her standards. I'm done being the victim. And I know I've been hit many a time, but this is a big wake-up call for me. I just want to get my life in order. I know I have an alcohol problem.
The alcoholics know it. You're responsible for your behavior. I don't want to hear about the alcohol. That's totally under your control, sir. I don't care what anybody else tells you. It's under your control.
I know.
You don't like the jail life? Stop committing violations of the court's orders. Those orders were put in place. We don't put them on everybody. We put them on you because you were slapping a woman around. You've got a criminal history, and you're now adding up enough time on disciplinary that the next step for probation may be revocation, and then you'll risk going to prison. So you'd better shape up accordingly and do exactly what is expected of you, and stop if the alcohol is causing, you're not supposed to drink. That's probably a condition by the department, and I will enforce it if you violate that. So no more episodes. You're to be confined in the county jail until the 21st of December. I think that's, November. I think that's a total of 90 days from the day of his arrest. A number of days until the 21st of November. Anything else?
No, thank you.
May I ask a question?
Go ahead. No, you can't have contact.
Oh, I know. I was just wondering, is this additional jail time that you're giving me? And
It is, because you don't,
Okay,
you haven't
and-
done what you were told to do.
okay, and just one more thing. Am I being what you call revocated, or?
No, you're not being revoked right now, but you're cruising that way because you're using up all your disciplinary time. So stop violating. I put you on probation.
Yes, sir.
I put you on probation because you were going to do better, and I'm not seeing it. So do what you were committed to doing, and then you'll avoid having to make further visits to see me. Anything else?
I promise, Your Honor. And upon November, whenever I get released, and what happens after I get released?
Talk with Ms. Starr. Just do what you're
Okay,
told, and you won't
I
have any
don't-
problems. I've got to go, sir. I've got another
don't
case.
know how-
going. Thanks, Mr. Beach. Would you tell the officer your hearing is over,
Sir?
please? One more. Go ahead, one more.
I just don't know how to get a hold of Ms. Starr while I'm incarcerated.
She'll get in touch with you.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Beach.
Thank you.
Have a great day. Bud,
You too.
regulation.
Okay, so you heard this exchange. Do you all know what I'm getting at when I say pity pimping? I wonder how you all feel about that exchange you just heard. I'm curious because the reason why I brought this up, actually, it came to my mind when this whole hearing thing went on, was you have these people who've been trying so hard to just, I don't know what they're trying, to silence me for number one. They'll never say anything else about anything, even if someone is telling lies. And you know that's not going to happen. So I have different types of responses that I have been putting forth, and you hear these crybabies and these whiners. She's not a good therapist. What kind of a therapist is she? And I've never understood why Dempsey gets upset by that. These people are trying to make me work 24/7. They want me, listen to this, they want me to treat people who are just horrendously abusive, don't have any concern or caring about anybody. They're vicious, vile, dishonest, unethical. And these people want me to treat them like what? Like I would a client that I have sat down together and decided how we were going to communicate and what he or she, or if the family's likes or dislikes. You go through all of this process to set up a therapeutic relationship so you can work together as a team. They want me to come on. They want me to come onto YouTube and work 24 hours a day and give them a pass for all their bullshit. They have never made me for 1 second feel guilty. And you heard just what will happen if you allow people to just do and say whatever they want to do, whether you have responsibility for their treatment or not. Pity pimping is something that I never acquiesce to. You are responsible. You heard the judge reinforce, I don't care what anybody has told you. So that clued me into the fact that somebody, and I don't want to lay blame on a professional, but I don't think I'd be too far off the mark if this dude has come across some professional that went along with the pity pimp routine. I don't do the pity pimp routine. I don't do it with clients. And I sure as hell not going to do it with people who are engaging in this type of atrocious behavior. I don't know these people anything, but these are the kind of people who try to lay this pity pimp routine on you and do things like, let me make up something outrageous. No one has ever said this to me, so don't run off and say, "Oh, I'm saying somebody said this." Example: I need money. One of these fools tells you, and if you don't meet me in the alley at 2 a.m. on Saturday morning, you're a bad therapist. These are the people that try to get you, try to get you to believe there's something wrong with you because you won't tolerate their abuse. These people, this is pity pimping, and they will throw anything and everything under the sun to try to get you to fold so they can continue their disgusting, vile, reprehensible, deplorable ways. I don't fall for pity pimping, and I never have. Come on, people, it's ridiculous. It doesn't matter what international tragedy appears on the news. This particular pity pimp is going to come on somewhere in these YouTube streets and try to convince people how this person was impacted by this international tragedy. I don't care what it is. This pity pimp appears and wants you to think they're somehow associated with the tragedy. And the goal is, of course, to get what? Your money, your attention, to take your live stream off task. It doesn't matter what happens in the world. You will see this pity pimp appear. These pity pimps are everywhere in these YouTube streets. As a matter of fact, one showed up over at the Smokes channel. First typed into the comments section the pity pimp story. And Mrs. Smoke had to come on there and blast the person. The person pushed to try to get the pity pimp story through, and Mrs. Smoke had to torch the individual. They'll go anywhere they can to see if they can get pity for you to lay off them or to give them money or to do anything to get themselves in the spotlight and stay there. It didn't work. Mrs. Smoke came up on the panel and challenged the pity pimp from A to Z. The pity pimp was thinking that people were going to back off and be sympathetic. It didn't work. You have to confront all pity pimps. They wreak havoc in these YouTube streets. They want to continue pushing their bullshit lies. And trust you me, they got it down pat. We need more people to confront these pity pimps. Do not let pity pimps abuse you. They are used to doing this. And this is an example on the screen of pity pimping. You see Gory Hell Murray shocked, surprised that Dumpsy D. Durrell didn't go for the garbage that she and let me see your handcuffs were trying to put out. And you see the orchestration. The pity pimping didn't work. These two are classic examples of pity pimping. Let me tell you, Gory Hell Murray goes all around the YouTube streets disclosing everything about herself, and she wants the pity, and then she continues to engage in this atrocious behavior. Same thing with let me see your handcuffs. She came on and made a disclosure. I'm not going to say what it is because people send me the clip. I'm not repeating that. It was live. I'm not listening. And it was designed to pity pimp. And then she drives through the drive-through to the pharmacy. Why are you taking us to the pharmacy? Pity pimping. And this is surrounded by all the stuff that has been going on. They've been running around doing these live streams, talking shit about me. So many live streams, so many comments. And they want you to believe that I am the cyberbully because I respond. And then they start bringing up all their medical conditions and claiming they have this mental health stat. I don't have any idea of what these people have. Listen, regardless of what someone comes out and says, and they come out and they do it on purpose. They want you to hear what it is. So you'll back off and say, well, wait a minute. I better not do that because that person's under pressure. No, the person's doing this because they want to continue with their bullshit. If a person really has this many issues and they are bringing the issues forth, if they're working on the issues or they're trying to further understanding, but not when they're trying to continue bullshit. Pity pimping is when you come out with your issues for the purposes of continuing the crap that you're doing. If you're discussing an issue because you are educating, you're sharing, you want to bond with people, which people do all the time, that's not pity pimping. Gory Hail Murray, let me see your handcuffs, have been doing the pity pimp routine because trying to throw me under the bus didn't work. They got jumped on for exactly what they needed to be jumped on for. Lying on people, running their mouths, expecting people not to respond to their bullshit. No one's listening to you. We are going to speak up when we want to speak up, and there is nothing you can do or say. There's no lie, there's no information that you could ever say, you could do to me. I'll tell you straight up, to silence me. The bottom line is this: you cannot shut me up. You are powerless. I'm not giving any power to you. I don't care what you do or say. If you involve me in any behavior, any activity that is illegal, I'm going to get the authorities involved. If you associate me with any criminal behavior, do anything to me that's illegal, threaten me, anything like that, I'm going to hook you up with the authorities. That is the bottom line. People, don't be taken in by the pity pimping. It keeps you stagnant. It degrades your self-worth because now people who are engaged in behaviors that are completely nefarious, up to no good, they want to silence you while they continue the mess that they're engaging in. Don't let it happen. Stay strong. And you know, of course, there's more to come. Buyer beware.